Good evening, everyone. We welcome you inside Tony Rose Arena. Another hot one tonight as we get set for game number 2 of the semifinal series between the Whitby Warriors and the Orangeville Northmen. Whitby drew first blood, in the first game in Whitby. 10-5 the score in that one. And the Northmen are hoping that here at the Bunny Barn will be home sweet home to even it up. I'm Matthew Carrick alongside Pat Gregoire for this one. You can head to OntarioJuniorLacrosse.com if you're looking for updates on the Beaches and Burlington, also going underway tonight, as Toronto picked up a 9-8 victory last night to take first blood in that series. I don't want to say it's must-win until it's must-win, Patty, but this kind of feels like must-win for Orangeville in this short best-of-5.
Well, Jonathan Donville said it last night on the broadcast, and yeah, it's a cliche, but you don't really have to hit that panic button until you lose a game at home. So the Orangeville Northmen trying to avoid that and using their home floor to their advantage tonight.
You often see it happen in the second period more than the first, as opening face-off controlled here by Whitby. They're wearing their red uniforms with blue numbers going right to left, away from Caleb Martin, who gets the start. Chris Origlieri, the other way in a crease call there, as Brock Haley dives through. As good as the season he's having, how about in BC, Stuart Phillips of Langley, 26 points in 4 games for Phillips. We'll keep you apprised of all the scores throughout Canadian Junior A tonight. A couple series could end in BC, as how about first blood here for Colton Marquis and the Orangeville Northmen.
Colton Marquis continues his impressive run in the postseason. We talked about this last night, how there's just some of those players that elevate their game when it comes to big moments, big games in the postseason, and Marquis has shown that last series, and even scoring some big goals. I know they lost last game, but still a guy that just rises up to the occasion.
Jamie Hunt, part of that 2019 Minto Cup team, as we get an over and back call from Jeremy Bailey. He's joined by Mark Sands and Roger Nurse, getting those good-looking OJLL referees uniforms tonight. Ball up top here for Riley Knox. He'll get it in the stick of Haley. Historic season for Haley if you haven't been following along. Gabriel Soroketti has really kind of fit in with this big three-headed monster of the Whitby offense. Haley gets it back up top. Pass bounces away from Adam Poitras. And it'll be a turnover here for Orangeville.
Suffocating defense from the Northmen, as expected, feeding off this crowd, coming up with tempo. We'll see if they can keep that pace all game long.
Oh, look out there. Huge collision into Martin, who goes down hard. Cody Coulson barreling through the crease, and Martin's down and hasn't moved.
That's something you don't want to see if you're a Whitby Warriors fan. He's back up pretty quickly. I think he's going to be fine. We'll see the replay here as Coulson takes his man down low, runs out of real estate, and then decides to do his best impression of Goldberg with the spear on the goalie there.
What a great reference. As Coulson does go to the box. We'll see if this is, I think you can make a case for 5 here.
They've only got a deuce up on the board.
Yeah.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke, Matt. But yeah, definitely could have been a case there. I think the officials electing just to go with a 2.
Yeah, that is what it is. Here, you want it or?
Well played, well played.
So the power play setting up here for Whitby with a chance to tie things up off the early goal. It'll be Brock Haley. Scored 74 in the regular season. Still can't believe that number. Parker Pfeiffer off to his left. They work it down into the corner instead, where, Jack Budway was. Oh, bounces off the boards, and Cam Sanderson is back in the lineup for Orangeville. Somewhat surprisingly, after we heard was going to miss a bunch of time. And almost more surprisingly, first overall pick Jamison Bucktooth not in the lineup for Orangeville tonight.
Orangeville obviously trying some different looks here with their offensive unit, only scoring 5 goals in that first period and then shut down the rest of the way. So they need something here offensively.
6th overall pick from Gloucester, Julian Belair, had a tremendous game in Whitby. Second game of the playoffs for Belair. He's out with a family commitment tonight, we understand, talking to Rusty Kruger before the game. Both Colton Marquis on the right side. I don't know that that really is a weakness on this offense. Here's Whitby, however. Still with 35 seconds on their power play. Split save from Origlieri. That one just hit off the toe, I think Jeremy Bailey's going to say. Phil Sanderson disagrees. As it's up top for Pfeiffer yet again. Quatras, hard shot there. Origlieri the save, but rebound bounces right to Brock Haley. Haley will now take top spot. Him and Quatras playing catch. In through the middle is Pfeiffer setting the screen. Under 10 to go in the power play here as Haley gets it back. Now for Pfeiffer, wants to slow things down and wait for Coulson to get back on the floor, and the first penalty of the game has been killed off by Orangeville. Under 10 in their shot clock for Whitby as the shot comes there from Haley, wide of the mark and off the end boards. But quickly turned over is Gabriel Soroketti. Gets it back, now Budway. Plays back for Haley. He slows it down, then turns on the Jets, and his sidearm shot off the end boards. Running into it and running to the goal is Donnie Scott. Will now pull up as he's facing a double team and a nifty little pass to get it to Trey Deer. Whitby have 6 guys on the floor. They're just going to keep the 6 out to match up with Origlieri here as they will get the penalty. Can't get an extra one for keeping the man out there, so I always kind of like when teams elect to go 6-on-6.
Too many men, as you mentioned, Matt, so we're going to see this Northman offense get to work here on the man advantage. Again, remarkable just to see with a lot of firepower on this Northman offense. It's just shocking to see how not productive they have been down the stretch here in the postseason. The defense and Origlieri have been phenomenal, though.
I should clarify that Burlington Beach's game, for those of you asking in the chat, and there is no stream as there's no internet availability in Central Arena. So you can follow along with the scores there. I'm sure that social media teams will keep you apprised as well if you're not following them on social media. And if you're not following at the OJLL, you're also doing it wrong. Whitby shot off the end boards. Aiden Long will pick it up and go for a run here. Long back to Cohen Jennings. Minute and 10 seconds left in the Orangeville power play. Thought I heard a whistle, but play continues. Trey Deer in this Northman power play unable to get it across the restraining line. Now Sanderson does to Marquis. Quickly through to Matthews. Back for Colton Marquis. Low shot, and Sanderson got taken down, waiting for a rebound that never popped up. And then Trey Deer goes hard into his man. Kind of returned the favor a little bit there on Peyton Wallace. We've seen some spicy battles between these two teams over the years. Benches cleared between them in the, was that the 09 Ontario Finals?
I do believe so, yeah. These teams, no love lost. Two of the more successful Junior A programs over the last 10, 15 years. Throw Six Nations in the mix there as well. But it just seems these teams always meet up en route to punching their ticket to the Minto Cup.
Colton Marquis, long range. That'll be saved by Martin, and again, the winner of this series with the Minto being in Brampton. Winner of this series gets into the Minto Cup. That'll be over and back, and a bit of a brain cramp there as 3 Northmen go racing into the offensive zone, led by Colton Marquis. Trey Deer will pass here to Sanderson. He'll wait and shoot. That one caught Martin off balance, but hung on to make the save as Marquis will get another opportunity. We're back 5-on-5, by the way. Just the 1 goal to speak of. Colton Marquis here through the first 6.5 minutes. Trey Deer, tons of space, and he'll change that.
If you give this young man that much time and space, he's going to make you pay 10 times out of 10. Trey Deer, just such a special talent here for the Northmen. Battles through a pick there, and then just a miscommunication, a misstep by Michael White, who's been fantastic. A nice surprise for this Warriors team. But a miscommunication ends up costing his team a goal here.
No changes to the Whitby roster is a tough one to say. Some special effects over on the other side as that one hits the fan.
Not a person, a literal fan. Let's be clear.
An actual fan. Everyone's okay. Scott Reed and Michael Anderson, the only 2 scratches. The only change from that 10-5 victory for the Warriors is the start for Caleb Martin and not Liam Wright. Here's Haley. Into the corner. Hard shot from up top from Soroketti. Got partially blocked, and then Haley will intercept the pass intended for Long.
Everyone obviously going to talk about the 74 goals that Haley scored, but he does so much more. He's such an underrated feeder, and plays like that, the hustle plays to get the ball back, makes him so special.
I'm glad you said that because, you know, the points and the goals, and like you said, everybody talks about all of that, but really, truly does. And it really, truly is a 3-way offense for Whitby, not just with Brock Haley, which is so hard to defend, especially with 1 up top and 1 on either side. Here's Deer. Bit of a give and go with Deer going to the crease. And they'll call it a goal. I want to see a second look here because he looked tight to the paint. But for now, it's 3-0.
Real close here, Matt. We'll take a look. A great give and go. Trey Deer getting his 2nd of the game. Want to talk about big moment players? Well, this is it right here. A great backdoor cut, gets the ball there, and that was, I think he's clear there, good. Matt. And that's going to be obviously a good goal, a great start for the Northmen. We talked about how the offense really dried up in game 1. Well, when you watch back that game tape, all 5 of their goals, with the exception of 1, so 4 of their goals came from the outside. They got to do a much better job trying to get to the inside, and that's exactly the type of play and the type of look they're going to want to get.
That's been the knock on Orangeville most of the season, and they've got 4 true rookies, 16-year-olds in this lineup. A couple of them are on the defensive end of things, but you know, 3 of their draft picks, so first-round draft picks over the last 2 years, are on the offensive side of the ball. So it is sort of out of character for Orangeville as well, even over the years. Whitby wanted an 8 count here. Slamming on the brakes and out cutting to the net is Cole Barnett, who will score.
Well, the Hornheads are rolling, and the Bunny Barn is buzzing as we get another goal. It's a 4-0 lead for the Northmen, this time in transition. As we see a great little lead pass. And again, Whitby just getting overextended. Great move, no doubt about that from Colton Barnett. But, Matt, it just seems like this Whitby defense is just getting a bit too aggressive, getting out, and now we see a timeout.
Yeah.
As the Warriors will try to collect themselves and calm this bench down. And, Matt, one more thing to mention, no Sean Williams on the bench. He is away down in Vegas. As we know, he's the new head coach and general manager, partaking in some of the festivities that he has to do as a new coach.
Also, I was going to mention it earlier too, Phil Sanderson over on the Orangeville bench. He'll be part of Troy Cordingley's coaching staff with the Vancouver Warriors. And how about shout out Jeremy Bailey on the floor tonight, along with Blair Ferguson, Brandon Hessen, and John Vandergiesen. They've been announced as the 4 Ontario official representatives at the Minto Cup, which will be RIC'd by Ian Garrison. So congratulations to those 4, as big boom of thunder outside joining the celebrations here in-house as the Orangeville are up big 4-0 early.
Things are electric in here and outside. We just showed a quick shot of Chris O'Riglieri, and I think that's one area that you can say in this series there's a clear advantage for the Northmen. O'Riglieri, one of the top goaltenders in the league, probably one of the best young prospects when it comes to goaltending. And on the other side, Whitby really hasn't been able to find a true starter all season long.
Had Josh Gamble on their bench as well. I've never seen a bench get an in-game delay game call, but that's what I thought we were getting. And I think Roger Nurse just gave the warning as that ball was chucked down floor by Jim Dasberg. So here's Budway giving back to Haley. Haley takes 2 defenders with him. Budway nearly capitalized, but how about the double team swarming him for that shot? As Cohen Jennings and Orangeville will now get it across center. Jennings can't beat a double team, and that, much to the delight of the Whitby fans, off to our right. Trade here to Liam Matthews. Here for Coulson, who crashes in again. Colton Marquis got the party started. Jennings, Marquis is down and might be hurt. Took a big hit down into the end boards. Getting up slowly and holding the midsection.
We'll get a good look here, Matt. I was watching down the other end. We'll see exactly. He gets the pop right there and just falls
hard into the dasher. This is back live now as we're getting a delayed penalty coming, and it is coming to Orangeville. Pfeiffer up top, pass there from Poitras. Goaltender out here for the Warriors as Haley gets a low shot, and Origlieri will make the save. And new rule change, I think, came in last year where you can extend play, and they've tried to do that, except Aiden Long there to make the stop. Illegal cross check. And maybe the call to Jamie Hunt. Sorry.
No worries. Maybe this is the spark that this Whitby offense needs. 10 minutes into this game, held to a goose egg. And whenever you hear Whitby Warriors, you hear about the three-headed monster, the electric offense, but they have been stifled by this defense and Chris O'Riglieri in net.
From up top, Poitras. Oh, Soroketti on his wrong side had a wide open net, and I think he fired it off the post. Here comes Pfeiffer again and again, a shot from Soroketti. This time it's Origlieri that takes it away.
Welcome to the O-Rig show. Are you kidding me? A couple of jaw droppers from the Northmen 10D.
And Pat, you and I haven't really had a chance to talk about this. His season did not start well. He was 1-5 before going on a 9-game unbeaten streak to get Orangeville into the playoffs for Origlieri. And again, we've seen that from goaltenders. Most recently, Doug Jamieson, Riley Hutchcraft. Bit of a struggle coming back to junior A after their first NLL season.
It sounds so preposterous to say, but like getting used to using that big stick again and going in a little bit of smaller nets, your angles are completely off.
Over the top, Haley will rip a shot, and Origlieri makes the save and immediately looks down floor. Initially didn't connect with Nate Ruff, and Ruff has an open Jennings behind him, and that one will bounce over the timeline into Haley here, and credit the officials for not calling the over and back. Warriors get a chance to extend the play with 35 seconds left in their power play. Haley Far side, Poitras will take top spot now with Brock Haley outside of the fan. Hard shot from up top. And Origlieri there to meet it once again. Elijah Edwards being chased into the corner. I don't know if our mics are picking it up, but rain is now coming down quite heavily on the outside of Tony Rose. As a moving screen, and oh, sorry, the chin strap is undone on Elijah Edwards as the penalty expires. Riley Knox. Knox, the 8th overall pick last year, has it stolen by Aiden Long, who dives through, and Jeremy Bailey, that is the Junior A crease call as his feet cross through the cylinder. Man, the height and the distance on that, though, with the World Track and Field Championships ongoing. He was in medal contention for sure, but unfortunately here, that's a turnover. Cross floor pass. Looking there for Parker Pfeiffer. Wide shot, bounces straight back here to Cole Barnett. Barnett has help with Nate Ruff, and the defense of Brock Haley chasing him into the corner. Pass over top of everybody, including Trey Deer for the over and back violation.
And that all
Haley's
happens.
gonna stay on the floor.
That happens because of 22. Haley, he comes all the way back on defense, puts pressure, and causes that turnover. Man, I cannot state it enough. This guy can do it all.
This is going to be a very interesting MVP conversation in the Junior A this year, because
oh yes,
the numbers he put up the season that I would say Willem Firth had. We've got a number of goaltenders who are in the mix. Jonathan Donville from Mimico had an outstanding regular season. Trailer here is Marquis, who will get another one.
This one all starts because of some great defense. Elijah Edwards forces a bad errant shot, and down coming the other way is Aiden Long. We saw him almost score before. This time he finds the trailer, and it's the guy with maybe the hottest stick for the Northmen this playoffs, as Marquis is going to make no mistake in transition there. 5-0 for Orangeville.
Marquis now with 8 goals here in the playoffs. 18 points as well. The leader is 28, and that's David Anderson of the Beaches. Big game for him and Firth last night. Put them in top spot. 6.5 to go here in the first period. Orangeville already equaling their entire offensive output from game number 1. Here comes a shot from Poitras, and there's Origlieri to make the stop once more. Down floor, 2-on-1, as a bounce shot there looking for 5-hole was Cohen Jennings. This isn't normally Orangeville's best transition period. Wait till they swap back the other way.
It's a great point, but you mentioned as well, already 5 goals, but we saw something very similar last game. That's certainly going to be one of the messages in the room from the coaching staff.
Haley for Knox, now for Pfeiffer. Parker Pfeiffer pushed out wide by a double team. The ball comes to the crease though, and the shot will come at the shot clock for Riley Knox, who gets Whitby on the board.
This is just great patience from this Whitby offense. Pfeiffer had a couple of chances going down low, great defense. A good flip pass. Haley decides, runs out of space, even with 3 seconds left on the clock, and that shot just comes out. A true buzzer beater, but an unbelievable snipe from Knox to finally get his team on the board.
As you said, Patty, kind of, you remember back to game number 1, Orangeville had 5 goals in that period, and then They were shut out for the better part of, what was it, 54 minutes or something like that. Caleb Martin playing 54 minutes and allowing 2 goals in game number 1. Here come Whitby as we near 5 minutes to play here in the first. Out from the outside. This will be Jack Budway. Budway, one-time shot. And the quick stick from Poitras is turned aside.
Massive stop from Orangeville.
Liam Matthews works free. He'll find Cam Sanderson. Cutting through Sanderson again. He hit hard, but pops right back up looking for a call. Again, we believe that Sanderson is playing banged up tonight. Wasn't sure that he'd be back in this series. That slots in for Orangeville. Parker Pfeiffer went one way, the ball went the other, and then Soroketti had trouble with it. Over and back, and now space opens up here for Liam Stadnik, who gets shoved out wide of the net. Triple team on the ball here for Orangeville. They'll get the recovery though. Nearly had the 8 count as Trey Deer deals with the double D. Says enough of this and flips for Liam McGrath. Matthews turns and fires, and a stick save made by Martin. Liam Matthews, the statistical leader of the Northmen through the regular season. It's been somewhat quiet, however, here in the playoffs. Here's Budway. That shot wide of the net, chased his own rebound, but getting there first is Owen Rand. Ran to Long across center. Back to the line for Jeremy Searle. Sanderson runs through his man on the far side, and the moving screen call will give it here back to Whitby. I slay close to the line, but always kind of an educated guess when you come into the Bunny Barn where that over and back is, with just the dot and the big Hornhead logo gracing center floor. Hard shot in on Orangeville again. This, of course, one of the iconic Junior A barns here on the circuit as a through the crease call for Liam Perro. Right up there with Brampton Memorial where we were last night, the ILA, of course. As running through is Haley, just shot wide.
Your Whitby's offense right now, you gotta somehow stay patient, not get frustrated, because they are getting their looks, they're getting their chances. Just right now, they've run into a hot goaltender.
And not just temperature warm as it is always is here at Tony Rose. Over the shoulder from Deer, bounces off of Martin and goes the length of the floor. There will be no over and back as Coulson touches it on the rebound. 2-minute warning here in Orangeville. Trey Deer and the Northmen lead 5-1. Deer cutting through the middle. He'll pass back door, and they score. Mark Sands says yes. We'll see. I want to see on the replay if that actually crosses the line or not. The net definitely moved.
Well, take a look here. This is a great job by Trey Deer to draw his man out. Just waits, quick stick. And I don't know.
Again?
I don't know, Matt. That is.
We're going to have a chance here with the goalies taking a water break to perhaps see this again if it does, in fact, cross the line.
So there's the quick stick.
Oh, yeah, I think that's over, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. After second look there, I think that's the right call. But what an unbelievable play by Trey Deer, who is just bursted onto the scene this season. Matt, you and I got a great look at him last year, playing a little bit with the big club during that bubble season, but also playing a huge role with the Northmen Futures Division team. I mean, the guy is just a star in the making.
Traveled out and represented Orangeville at the Survivors Cup as well. How about a steal at number 11 in last year's draft from Ganawaki? Stick explodes out of the hands there of Jack Oldman, the number 1 overall pick in the 2021 draft. Thought we'd get a matchup of 2 number 1 overall picks, but no Bucktooth in this game.
Willem Firth, number 3 in that draft to the Beaches. Not a bad value pick, I would say.
That turned out okay.
You have to give so much credit to Orangeville. Like, no doubt, they always produce a ton of great local talent. But over the last couple of years, they have done such a great job drafting and bringing in other players from other centers across Ontario. It's remarkable. The rich gets richer, as they like to say.
First season at the helm for general manager Nick Rose. Part of the Northman team that won the Minto Cup in 2009 at the CAA Center. Back then, the Powerade Center in Brampton. Trey Deer will let a long shot go with about 40 seconds left on the clock. They were trying 2 for 1, make it 3 for 1 here. As that one bounces off of Martin and up out of play. Matthews to the outside for Colton Marquis. He works past the screen, will now give to Matthews, who spins back. Deer will set the screen for him. No return passes, it's intercepted, and up over center. Looking to the bench to see if there's going to be a timeout for John Wheeler. Whitby's already taken one this period, so they can't. Ball will bounce away from Budway. Pfeiffer will spin away from a check and feed, knocks on the crease, and perhaps in the crease, as only 7 seconds left. Martin was out of the net and slides through the crease. May have been room and time if Liam McGrath could bring that down cleanly, but he can't. As a bit of a frantic end to a first period that was all Chris Origlieri and the Orangeville offense.
This is a perfect start. If you're an Orangeville Northmen fan, the offense looks alive. The defense has been great, and most importantly, their star goaltender is dialed.
And they're heading into what is statistically their best period in this barn. 6-1 after 1 for the Northmen, trying to even the series here against the Warriors. JVI Sports Network is presenting the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League playoffs, powered by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario.
Hey guys, this is Paul Dawson from the Rochester Nighthawks.
And this is Dan Lomas of the New York Riptide. We've come together to create Back of the Bird, sports stories from the best spot they're told, the back of the plane. We're sitting down with NLLers across the league to chat about Junior A, Senior A, NLL, MLL, everything that goes along with it, on the floor, off the floor, and it's presented by Cottage Springs. So give us a listen wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it's Spotify, Apple, and I swear you'll love it.
Like and subscribe.
Peace. Swipe up.
The Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week is brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario and their hashtag Milk Up campaign. For more information, including recipes, visit new.milk.org. You were bashing the recipes last game, Patty. There's some good stuff on it.
I wasn't bashing them. I was just saying. And you know what? I did take a look, and there are some pretty good recipes there.
Looks delicious.
But it just is funny to hear it say recipes for milk. Like, I thought a recipe for milk was like cut end of bag, pour milk in glass, and there's your recipe.
And somehow that turns into garlic, herb, and shrimp. Orangeville offense eating big time in that first period. 6-1 they lead in an effort to even up the series. Not wanting to go back into Whitby down 2 games.
You mentioned it, Matt. This is the Northmen's bread and butter in this second period.
Dive through the crease and Origlieri over top of the goal scorer here. We got some swinging in behind. Whitby comes out firing.
A lot of Northmen's hands are up high, wondering where the no call was. But this is just a play of sheer athleticism. A little give and go from Haley, but a great crease dive and twister finish. Unbelievable stuff from Parker Pfeiffer, and exactly the start you're looking for if you're the Whitby Warriors here.
Toronto Beaches, by the way, showing up on Burlington 2-1 as Brock Haley moves into a tie with Willem Firth for second in playoff points with his 26th of this campaign, 6-2. However, his Warriors still trail as that shot. Hard save made by Origlieri. Rebound, though, put in behind by Jake Darlison.
Darlison scored a huge goal last game to kickstart that game in transition. This time he's staying up on offense. We'll see him. Look at him just slowly creeping, very unassuming, and then backdoor cuts his man, picks up the rebound and puts that home. If you're going to score on Chris Origlieri, it's going to be off those rebounds. It's going to be in tight. You're going to have to get your nose dirty, and that's exactly what the Warriors have done for their first 2 goals here to cut this to a 6-3 game.
Orangeville throw it away, and man, momentum shifting in a big way. Here's Soroketti, who picks the corner. 3 goals in 58 seconds to open the second period.
Insert Undertaker gif here. The Whitby Warriors have come to life, and it has come fast and furious. 6-4 the score. We're not even out of the first minute, and it's transition going the other way. Jack Oldman with a nice little flip. And you've mentioned Gabriel Sorketti's name quite a few times during these playoffs. He has been such a nice fit with this offense. This time, though, it's in transition, scoring a huge goal for the Warriors to cut it to a 2-goal game.
Another face-off win for Jack Oldman as the pressure continues. Low shot there that Origlieri saved, but the rebound knocked away here from Orangeville. Now we got a yard sale with the stick flying behind the back pass.
Wow.
On a dime from Owen Tapper. Look at that one.
Tell you, Matt, these kids just, as the years go by, the stones, just the guts to pull off a play like that.
Adam Poitras changed direction on his shot, nearly fooled Origlieri, but it's off the toe cap as here comes Poitras again. We'll give off to Haley this time in the shot. Origlieri, first save, it sneaks in. Roger Nurse says no. As there's a big takedown far side right in front of Whitby's bench now. As we're gonna get a look at the replay as they pick up the pieces. Adam Poitras was on top of Owen Rand. Here's the goal. Let's see, do they step in the crease before it crosses?
It would have
Wow.
been right. That's. Oh, man, Matt.
So the officials will sort this out as we get a second look.
There's the shot, and you can see his foot definitely does touch the white there. But
Well, how long does this ball stay on a Riglieri? Can't see there where his foot is.
well, you see
It's
mesh.
in. It's in
You
now.
see mesh trickle, and then he steps down. That should be a good goal, Matt.
Here's my only question. The crease rule here is you have to pull out before shooting. So
Right.
did that ball ever leave the cylinder would be my question.
Right.
Rachel Wolf directing tonight is going to give it to us one more time. That would be my only question here. Can't see it.
You can't see it at all.
Blocked.
But the ball's in the back of the net there, Matt.
yeah, I
Then his
just
foot goes down.
the only thing I could see based on that is if his foot was in when he caught it, or did it never come out of the cylinder? Would be the two questions that I have.
Two very good questions indeed, Matt. But let's just step away from everything here. I mean, it's not great that you see two Northmen in the box right now. But with the no-goal call, the stoppage of play, we'll see what the damage is in terms of penalties here on both sides. We do have 2 and 2. If the Northmen can come out here unscathed, this is almost best case scenario because all that momentum that was with Whitby right now, scoring those quick goals and getting that momentum back in their hands, now it's completely taken
there's
away.
Really a chance for everybody to sit here and breathe. We talked about Willem Firth, by the way. He does have one of the 2 Toronto goals, and I do not see David Anderson on the Beaches roster in that game, so I'm not sure if the online scoring is accurate. You can head to OntarioJuniorLacrosse.com and, again, follow along with the scores. Due to internet not in the building at Central, that game is not being streamed to clear up some of the miscommunication there.
Got to assume it's some sort of maintenance, or maybe he got banged up and we didn't see it happen last night, because the way that Anderson has been playing in the postseason, there's no way you keep that guy out of the lineup.
No. And the way he scores with 7 defenders all over him.
Guys hopping off the bench to try to take him down.
So we are 6-4 and offsetting whatever the penalties are over on the far side, trying to see who's in the box for each side, as I believe Adam Poitras is one of those players.
And I think that's Sorchetti as well, too. So that's 2 lefties on offense that you're out with for a decent amount of time.
Liam McGraw, we've been told, is how you pronounce that last name. I will never doubt Steven's stamp on a name pronunciation.
That's a good bet.
And I think Owen Rand is the other player over in that Orangeville bench. Delayed penalty coming here to Orangeville. Unless it's a high stick against Owen Tapper. Sounds like that's what the Whitby fans are saying.
It is a high stick. And it took a while for the play to get blown down, which was kind of confusing, as it was a delayed penalty. Again, all that flow, all that momentum that Whitby had starting out the period with their hair on fire, getting this back to a 2 game, feels like the energy just completely out of this bench.
Yeah. I wonder if they got Willie on FaceTime at intermission, because that'd be worth the $100 on Cameo if that's what the result was. The way that they came out firing out of that bench, out of the locker room, excuse me. Early chance there for Orangeville was turned aside here on their power play. Liam Matthews back for Marquis. He finds Trey Deer far side, and Orangeville back to the goal scoring sheet.
I have no idea, Matt, how Trey Deer found any sort of daylight here on this shot. We'll see the ball gets moved back and forth. It's a great seal at the top, kind of like a double reseal pick, and Ben McDonnell goes out, tries to pick off that pass, almost gets it. Instead, Trey Deer grabs it, and as you and I know, and pretty much the entire lacrosse world knows now, if Trey Deer gets in tight, it's probably going to end up in the back of the net.
Give him the hat trick on the night here in game number 2. Give Orangeville a 7-4 lead. That diving goal, or excuse me, that goal sneaking behind Origlieri that was taken off the board would have made it 6-5. But instead, it's a 3-goal lead. No, sorry. Trey Deer got the goal, not the assist. But anyways, Poitras out of the corner, late in the shot clock. By the way, that replay showed how late in the shot clock that goal came. As a reset here, allowed Poitras another opportunity. And now they're going to get the over and back anyways. Elijah Edwards will leave it for a couple players running off the bench. Looks like Cody Coulson, however, will take.
Yeah, unfortunate for him, his chin strap came undone, so that's why he had to leave the floor.
Trey Deer down in the corner. Deer back across to Marquis. Now through Millsap on the crease. Coulson, hard shot, took a hard bump into the end boards as well after the fact, but nice save from Martin in tight. Tristan Dempers clears center, now passes to the far side. 4 minutes gone in already an action-packed second period. Spin move here from, Darlison, who has a goal already. Origlieri will make the save. And now Liam Stadnik, cross center. Darlison will steal. Darlison turns back out wide.
Such a fan of Darlison's game, man. He's a Swiss Army knife. You can put him out the O door, put him out the D door. He'll do everything, and I think they're going to have a heavy dose of him out the O door, going back in reverse transition to try to take away what we call the bread and butter of the Northmen in this period.
Is that butter made with milk from the Ontario Dairy Farmers?
It certainly is.
Awesome.
It absolutely is.
Good. Coulson to the outside, Sanderson. Here's Trey Deer again. Sitting on the hat trick, gives to Matthews. You could see him try and put the brakes on and went awkwardly into the crease where the call was made. As now Trey Deer trying to deal with Lucas Littlejohn. Littlejohn in his second extended playoff run here in about 4 months as he plays with the Pickering Panthers. Here's a dive attempt from Parker Pfeiffer from the far side that clears the crease. And we get a stoppage for our first white down of the game.
And Matt, I'm sure it has happened. I just don't know off the top of my head. Have we seen someone win an Ontario provincial hockey championship in the same year as a Ontario Junior A championship?
Oh. That is a great question.
And I had some folks last night in Brampton asking if there was ever a Quebec-born player to play in the Minto Cup, and Steph Charbonneau was the answer, playing with Coquitlam in his last year of junior. But, again, we talked about it last night. Some great ball players coming from not just Ontario in this league now, some great players from Quebec, and as we know as well, Ganawake and Akwesasne in this game here with the Northmen.
Spin move far side, Haley, who tried to return for Budway, and that went off an Orangeville player. There was a lot of stuff behind the play here too, as this game in danger perhaps of bubbling over. Here's Elijah Edwards. As we say that, those offsetting penalties cleared the box on that wipe down. Lane opens up for Matthews, his shot in on Martin, who will make the save, and Whitby runs away with the rebound. will be Soriketti. Returning it back here for Dempers. Dempers shot. Origlieri down to meet it. Colton Marquis on the run. Will he shoot? Goes around a screen, tries the quick stick to Matthews on the crease, and they'll get the reset. I don't think Matthews could touch that. He didn't want to anyways, perhaps because he went through the crease. Trey Deer, moving screen, called in front of him as Jeremy Searle went through his man. And are we getting a delay of game call?
We are, and it's
Rusty Kruger, Phil Sanderson, neither of them agree with that. As Trey Deer goes to the box.
don't know if I necessarily agree with that one either, Matt.
Oh. Haley will take top spot here on the power play. Third of the game for Whitby. As they work that right side. Haley, quick release shot. Parker Pfeiffer will stop the over and back as him and Poitras play catch now. Pfeiffer will work away from top spot, giving away to Haley as they cycle again with Poitras going to the quarterback spot. Budway having trouble with it on the far side. His pass now brought down by the Northmen, although they had trouble with it. Liam Perro will come across center.
Nothing coming from that. Oh, great strip by Soriketti. I was just going to say, Matt, nothing coming out of that last couple of possessions there on the power play, but it just seems like there's a lot more jump and more juice on the man advantage than what we saw in the first period. Way, way, way more movement of the ball and of their feet as well.
Riley knocks off to his left. Haley, the shot. Origlieri makes the low save and then bats it ahead for Elijah Edwards. Just skips past Edwards and all the way down to Caleb Martin. I don't know what they're charging for white freezies in this arena, but they are making bank tonight. Everybody that walks by has got one. 18 seconds left here on the power play. Low shot from Pfeiffer, actually pulled it back before taking a second one that Origlieri saved. And here goes Nate Ruff. Ruff working in. He gets hauled down just before the shot. And it was wide of the mark before it went out of play, giving the Warriors a chance off the bench. Turning and firing Pfeiffer. Rippled the mesh off the end boards, which brought the fans to life as Elijah Edwards and Parker Pfeiffer are involved behind the play. Meanwhile, McGraw in attacking territory. Plays for Marquis. Couple screens in front of Colton Marquis. Down for Sanderson on the crease. Believe that was Matthews whose shot went wide. Pardon me, Jeremy Searle. Coulson recovers deep in his own zone. 8-second count is on, about halfway through before it's taken up and over center, but now the strip, and Whitby's got numbers. Out the front door, Haley wide of the mark, return shot. Darlison has two chances and they both go wide.
Wow.
Aiden Long over center. Since that extended break, you said it, Pat, stopped the run that Whitby had coming out of the locker room. Would have made it 6-5 and nothing since then as Matthews puts the commentator's curse on Whitby.
A couple of Whitby defenders and the fans here saying that ball didn't cross the line, but the one who made the initial stop not saying anything, which probably does mean it did find the back of the net. We'll get a look here. It's a huge outside shot from Liam Matthews. You mentioned he was the straw that stirred the offensive drink for this Northman team during the regular season, but in the postseason, a little bit quieter. So if you're the Northmen here, you're going to be thrilled that Matthews is starting to heat up as well.
Goalie water break just past the halfway mark of this second period.
Getting note from Jake Henhock that Ryan Davis played in the Memorial Cup in '98 for Guelph and then played in the Minto Cup this exact same year for the Arrows. So I knew it had to have been done.
Yeah.
It's just who done it.
Well, Lucas Littlejohn wants to add his name to the list. I think Whitby would be happy with that as well. Ben McDonnell takes his man all the way out. That is McGraw in front of the Orangeville bench. The ball scoots away from Nate Ruff. Ruff then has to play defense on Michael White. Tristan Dempers to the far side. Working through Budway, the bouncer.
Budway had a costly turnover a couple of possessions ago, and it's a little bit of redemption for him. And he's one of these secondary scoring sources that needs to come alive for the Warriors, and this is just a beautiful, skilled play, fearlessly going through the middle. A great bounce shot that beats Origlieri. Chris, Origlieri is one of the best goaltenders in all of junior lacrosse. You cannot just rely on sinking shots from the outside. Got to get to the front of the net. That's exactly what Whitby does there.
Another face-off win for Whitby, as it's been pretty much Jack Oldman all night long at the dot. Soroketti will slow it down on the outside. 9 minutes to go here in the period. Soroketti to the net, jumps through and nearly cleared the entire crease. The takeoff was okay, but the feet came through with kind of the vertical leap. But again, that cylinder roll in play here in Junior A.
I think that would have been a good goal in NLL rules.
Yeah. It's Matthews to Sanderson, Colton Marquis. Back for Liam Matthews. And now Marquis around his screen. Lots of room. A skip shot on the crease. A little twist there from Cam Sanderson.
I've got to say, Martin certainly.
I think that got past Origlieri, who was going to make the splits as McGraw comes back the other way. His twist shot goes wide. But a close play back the other way. And the over and back is called against the Northmen.
What I was going to say, but this game has just been so fast-paced. Martin certainly seemed like after getting shelled for 5 off the hop quick, he's certainly starting to settle down. We're seeing some of those big saves that we're used to seeing him make.
Ball briefly made an appearance here in the crowd, but skips back into play. The also traditional low glass here inside the Bunny Barn. Knock there from Jeremy Searle just as the ball was arriving. Means that Whitby will take possession again. Up the near boards, Oldman. Passing to Soroketti, who's the first one off the bench. Gabriel Soroketti will be followed by Budway. Soroketti, far side, Haley, low shot. Don't think that ever got through to Origlieri, possibly hitting the foot of Colton Barnett, who now takes it down in transition with him and Haley meeting yet again. High pass for Matthews for Colton Marquis. Sanderson works off a screen. Sidearm shot there. That might have hit Jeremy Searle. En route as Searle and Sanderson chase the errant loose ball, and Sanderson tied up with a Whitby player. Andrew Suter half-heartedly asking for a delay of game call as Ben McDonnell brought it out of harm's way. Soroketti for Pfeiffer. Parker Pfeiffer shot off the back glass. Bounces straight for Poitras, however. Adam Poitras into the corner. Back for Pfeiffer on his wrong side. He'll spin off a pair of defenders. Now cross crease. Believe that was intended for Adam Poitras, but Pfeiffer's going to run out of time here as officials are going to check if that shot clock should have reset. Whitby bench saying there should be one. Orangeville bench saying there shouldn't. And it's going to be the boys in red that win that argument. Darlison. Pick and roll on the near side to Soroketti. The return pass didn't get there as Edwards has stood up. Trey Deer. Is that a crease call there on Deer?
I think so, Matt.
That was an interesting takeaway from Orangeville. Soroketti shot off a Riglieri in the corner. Darlison looked like he got there first for Whitby, and now Soroketti joins the fray. Gains 3 Orangeville players, and it is Darlison that gets it. Warriors are going to make a change as they reset the shot clock. Nearing 5 minutes to play here in the second period. Orangeville Northmen weathered an early storm. It looked like all Whitby. 3 goals in the first minute of this period. Coming out of the locker rooms. Haley on the run now. Ball bouncing through the legs of Riglieri, but picked up by the defense. Now Elijah Edwards will come up over center. Edwards on the run. Wants the shot. Gets it and scores.
That goal from Elijah Edwards nearly popped the roof off here at Tony Rose. We'll see. Keep your eye on number 13 there. Big stop. Loose ball picked up by Long, and up and out come the Northmen as Edwards is on the run. And it's a tough choice because Mike White there is on his man. And what are you going to do? You're going to slide off Trey Deer? No, you're going to give the shot to the defender. I know it's Elijah Edwards. He can score as well, but a tough choice for the 2-on-1. And Matt, we're getting a goaltending swap.
Yeah, Liam Wright coming in relief of Caleb Martin here. And that is the Northman traditional specialty play here in the second period with that man coming out hard out the front door. So if it goes to Trey Deer, it looks like every other goal that's ever been scored here at Tony Rose. And if not, it looks like that from Elijah Edwards. 9-5 here in the second period. The MintoCup.com is now active, where you can get tickets for the Minto Cup August 22nd to 29th. $100 gets you a full tournament pass, including every game of the final series. Again, themintocup.com. Matthews over to Marquis. Off the end boards. It'll go for an over and back violation. Still just Whitby within 4 goals here. Haley flips back for Budway as everyone cleared out, and Riglieri will make the save. It's caught up in his gear somewhere, and now he'll leave for Elijah Edwards.
Whitby getting back to just settling for those outside shots. They have to do a much better job getting inside, whether they're getting cutters through or beating their man underneath and getting on top of the goal. need to challenge Wrigley area a little better.
Trey Deer shot through the defender and hard pass down floor there from, I believe it was Soroketti, who ended up heading off the bench on the rush. Aiden Long in the corner. Northmen are short a player here. They get it. The change in Sanderson, and the defender went straight up into the face of Cam Sanderson, and Ben McDonnell now hearing from it from Liam Matthews. Again, we believe that Sanderson is playing injured, and Liam Matthews is going to go off here as well for responding to Ben McDonnell.
Love to see that fire from one of your skill players. Hopefully, though, it doesn't cost you here in evening things up. We'll see. And, oh, no doubt that one is up high on a defenseless player. So we'll see what the damage will be done on that penalty there. But Matthews taking exception to that, even going after a guy who certainly has the height advantage on him there.
Yeah, had a big height advantage on Sanderson as well. By rule, I believe this should be 5 minutes straight to the helmet.
Yes.
And I don't think anyone would argue that on Ben McDonnell. And then we'll see what happens with him and Liam Matthews. And that is the major up on the board.
And a quick gander on the out-of-town scoreboard, Matt. The Burlington Chiefs lead the Toronto Beaches 7-6.
First lead of the series for Burlington, as they were just that close how many times last night?
We coined them the pesky Chiefs, and that's exactly what they are. They just do not go away. The Beaches just could not find a way to pull further than that 2 or 3 goal lead every time. It was just chipping away. It was Burlington, and tonight they've got a lead.
So we're 4-on-4 for 2 minutes as Matthews gets a 2-minute face masking penalty, and then 5 for high sticking. So this will be a power play for Orangeville, pending any more trips to the sin bin. In the last 3 minutes here of this second period. Remember, Whitby took the only timeout of that first, so Orangeville have 2 left. On the crease for Poitras, where's the ball? Snuck out the back door of a Wrigley area. He wasn't sure where it was as he slid through the crease. A lot of room for Elijah Edwards now as Orangeville makes changes down in their end. Trey Deer will take it up top. Big screen from Searle. Back to Noah Millsap. Sanderson is back out there, by the way, as Deer switches hands to get away from a defender. Now drags it back. In for Searle as 2 defenders went to cover Deer, and Jeremy Searle couldn't bring it down cleanly. 2-minute warning here in the second period. 4 goals apiece here in this second frame. Brock Haley has it outside. Pick comes there from Pfeiffer. Ball out of the crease, and here's Elijah Edwards. Edwards again has already scored in transition in this period. Takes the shot on right, and that's something that Orangeville hasn't really done a lot of, is get balls in on the backup netminder. Deer to Cole Marquis. Sanderson with the screen. Marquis to the outside. Bench want him to hold on as this is about to turn into a power play, and as it does, the Northmen use their timeout here in the period.
Smartly using that timeout. 1:17 left in the period, and still 2 minutes and 59 seconds left in that penalty to McDonnell. And unfortunate, obvious when you're killing a 5-minute penalty, but when it's one of your top penalty killers, it kind of makes the task even taller, Matt.
The 3 minutes on the board, by the way, is going to be a major power play, so chance to get 2 goals here, perhaps before the final minute 17 of this period, and then McDonnell having to serve all 5 of his penalty. It's good to have a strong minor system, isn't it?
It definitely has its benefits, doesn't it?
Kids mopping up in front of the Orangeville bench. Should we go to the other side? No, we should not. We should get out of here as quick as possible because big boys are about to get whistled in here for the final minute 17 of this second period. Matthews and Searle started off. Now Colton Marquis in the corner for Sanderson. Matthews back to Sanderson. No look pass through the middle for a cutting Searle. Cam Sanderson, my goodness.
This play is just a thing of beauty, and right into it right away. We'll see Matthews gets that over to Marquis. He's going to get that down to Sanderson. Back up top once it goes again. Look at this ball movement. Great hard pick. Rolling to the middle. And bam, right in the back of the net. That is just a perfectly executed power play from the Northmen. And the script has been flipped. We saw Whitby win 10-5 last game in game 1. Now it's the Northmen who hold a 10-5 lead. And they're going to go to the power play once again.
And still with 20 minutes to go once we get out of here in 50 seconds or so. Orangeville chasing this ball all the way down to Riglieri. And they're going to wait it out to make sure that Whitby doesn't get another shot here in this period. I'm kind of surprised that they haven't blown it dead yet. As now they reset with 30 to go here in the period. Matthews, Marquis. No one cutting through. Trey Deer finds Marquis backdoor, and Marquis, I think, went through the crease, so he couldn't pull it out. As now right comes to send it to Darlison. 10 seconds to go. Cutting through the middle. It goes to Peyton Wallace. Haley stripped from behind and now drops the stick, or perhaps had it taken out of his hands in disgust as the period ends. A wild one here at Tony Rose Arena. 10-5 Orangeville lead.
Matt, it's hard not to think of that no goal call, the scraps. It just seems like everything was starting to trend towards the Warriors getting back into this game. And since that stoppage, it allowed the Northmen to collect themselves and really overtake the game and get it back into their hands. With that being said, we know Whitby has a pushback here. 5 goals is nothing for this offense in the third and final frame.
Absolutely not, as they had 3 players within the top 5 in scoring through the regular season. We'll see what they can do in the final 20 minutes. It comes your way in about 9.5. This is the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League playoffs, presented by the JVI Sports Network and powered by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario.
Hey guys, this is Paul Dawson from the Rochester Nighthawks.
And this is Dan Lomas of the New York Riptide. We've come together to create Back of the Bird, sports stories from the best spot they're told, the back of the plane. We're sitting down with NLLers across the league to chat about Junior A, Senior A, NLL, MLL, everything that goes along with it, on the floor, off the floor, and it's presented by Cottage Springs. So give us a listen wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it's Spotify, Apple, and I swear you'll love it.
Like and subscribe. Peace.
Swipe up.
Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week are brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario and their hashtag Milk Up campaign. For more information, including recipes, visit new.milk.org. A chance to get caught up on a bunch of scores for you. Burlington trying to tie their series with the Beaches, leading 9-6 at Central Arena. Out west, Coquitlam Adirondacks all over the Shamrocks right now, 10-4, as Coquitlam leads. Victoria leads that series 2-1. So Coquitlam a chance to tie it up. And 5-5 between Langley and Nanaimo. It was Langley with a chance to win that series tonight, leading 2-1, 14-3 in their most recent game. Nanaimo in double overtime, and the Miners in Alberta sweeping the SWAT as they will make their way to the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League Finals. Representative from Alberta, representative from BC will make their way to Ontario to play the winner of this series and the winner of the Toronto and Burlington series in the Minto Cup, August the 22nd to 29th at Brampton's CAA Center. For more information, including ticket packages, visit themintocup.com. And here inside Tony Rose, it is 10-5 as we start period number 3. Chris Origlieri has returned to original floor configuration down in the net to our left, and a violation here gives the ball early to Whitby. Still Liam Wright, who took over from Caleb Martin in the net to our right. Liam W. Wright off to our right. Here's Brock Haley. Haley looking for Adam Poitras, who was cutting to the net and on a bounce. Picked it up late in the shot clock. Still Poitras, who gets taken down there by Aiden Long right at the tail end of the shot clock. Elijah Edwards. Back for Liam Matthews, now Jeremy Searle. To the far side for Colton Marquis. He's got a hat trick tonight. Cam Sanderson, we've got him for 3 points. Searle up top, now Matthews again. And Marquis looking for number 4, perhaps. No, he'll go to Matthews instead. 5 on the shot clock. Marquis gets it again in front for Trey Deer. Low shot and right. Will hang on to the rebound. Reminder that this is on Orangeville's power play. They've got 20 seconds left in it, and it is a major. They've got 1 goal off it already. Lucas Littlejohn, the 7th overall pick last year. Here's Haley, that shot off the leg of Liam Stadnick and down the floor. Will force the turnover and the violation. That's got a sting for Stadnick as head taps in abundance as he gets to the bench.
Blocking shots never fun, but when it's Brock Haley, I'm sure it stinks just a little bit more.
Or it feels even better. Not many have kept him out of the back of the net this year. It's one way to do it. As Carter shot and brings it across center this time. Whitby came out of the locker room in the second like they were shot out of a cannon, but a crease violation called. Haley shakes his defender. Now Soroketti rings it off the post. And they could not miss early on. But that kind of slowed momentum. There was a bit of a scrum after. As this one will bounce away from Whitby and go back over center.
A couple of good looks there for Whitby. That offensive possession, just not the best shot selection or execution, I should say. But again, if you're Whitby, you have to stay positive here. It's 5 goals in a period. They can certainly do that, but they're going to have to start getting to work soon.
Here's Matthews looking to the far side, and winning that battle over there was Marquis. Colton Marquis will go back after the ball carrier. Long way from center. Picked up, and I don't know how late they were in the count, but let's say just beat it as Lucas Littlejohn brings it in. Budway to Riley Knox. Out to the far side. It's returned for Budway again. Now Budway will go to Knox. Another screen in front. And rare shift where neither Haley nor Parker Pfeiffer are out there. Poitras was on the far side, along with Soroketti.
Both these teams have guys that absolutely have the green light to go both ways. Just shows how dynamic both these teams are. With those players that you just have faith, doesn't matter where on the floor they are, you know they can get the job done.
Pfeiffer was kind of faking like he had it there, but ball hit him in the backside, and Aiden Long, well aware as to that, will give to Liam McGraw. Colton Marquis up top now. Him and Trey Deer both fake, and then Deer is taken down and running away with it, and Jack Oldman forgot the ball momentarily. Otherwise, they may have had a 2-on-1 rush. Here's Oldman back for Haley. Pass goes wide, and we need a cleanup on aisle 31 down in the crease of Origlieri. Minor players are in line for freezies. They can't come out and wipe the floor.
Bad day to be a freezy down at the Bunny Barn.
Bad day to be a pair of scissors. Are you kidding me? We played 4.5 here in the third. Both of these series will get back underway again tomorrow night. Or excuse me, this one will be back underway tomorrow night in Whitby. Start time of 8 p.m. Is that correct?
I do believe
Director
that
Rachel
is.
Wolf is saying yes. Pat Gregoire is checking the stats. Haha, we got a website. Look at that. 8 p.m. at Iroquois Park Arena, and then Beaches will host game number 3 of their series on Tuesday. We'll have that game tomorrow for you from Whitby, so be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Coulson got tripped up. We might need the minor players back out there again, as there's a big oil slick just inside the fan. Running into it, Carter's shot. And now Peyton Wallace, they'll both head off in favor of Riley Knox and the big boys. Here's Brock Haley. Budway will set the screen. Haley finds a lane to run to the net and then ends up taking a wide shot. This is the second consecutive trip down the floor. We haven't seen Parker Pfeiffer. Doesn't look like anyone's with the trainer over on the bench, so we'll see if he comes out next time. Colin Barnett and Marquis. Colton Marquis to Trey Deer. Nearing 10 left on the shot clock here for Orangeville. It's Marquis cutting the corner, feeds through the middle. Couple of Orangeville players were there, got their signals crossed, and momentarily deep. I think that Deer was going for the quick stick there to Marquis.
He certainly was. That's just the headsy player that he is. Most guys would just think about trying to get that on net. Instead, he sees Marquis in the corner, tries to go for that little quick stick.
Trey Deer is this good in his first and second year in Junior A. How good is he going to be in 3? Slip there on the far side from Poitras, causes the ball to go wide, and it was Pfeiffer there, and now a big slip from Aiden Long. Not that there's necessarily any moisture down there, but a ton of it in the air, and that's slickened up the floor a little bit here in the third period. Matthews for Sanderson. All the way outside, Noah Millsap. 7 minutes to go here in the third period. late in the shot clock. Matthews will just lift it on net into the feet of Wright, who will hang on for the save. And there is a player with the trainer over on the far side. Looks like John Wheeler having a tough time over there. Shot in on Wright.
Great stop by Wright there. Somehow, Trade here was able to spring himself loose there and get a shot on net.
Here's Deere. Sidearm shot. Oh, just caught on the right pad there of Wright. Liam Wright trying to rally the troops over on the visitors' bench. Hollering at them, let's go.
And Liam Wright struggled to see the outside shot last game. It was quite the short stint for him. But here tonight, seeing the ball much better.
Ball off of Origlieri. Out to the outside. Little John picks it up. He'll go all the way up top for Riley Knox. Knox and now Haley. Haley flips the ball back up top, and we get a delayed penalty call. A slash here against Orangeville. So Whitby to their fourth power play of the game, 0 for 3 so far.
And it hasn't been for a lack of chances, especially in that second period. We saw Origlieri just make a countless amount of acrobatic saves. We'll see what exactly the Warriors decide to throw their way. Looks like Haley's going to start at the top, but as we know, it doesn't matter who's in that quarterback position. Usually the first look that they're going to is for 22, but as St. Catharines found out the hard way in the first round last series, even if you lock off Haley, there's other players on the floor that can make you pay.
Orangeville Minor continue their mop-up duties here. Haley for Poitras. Never heard that before. Here's Poitras trying to push the ball carrier back in the crease as it's brought down, and now long pass intended for Donnie Scott. Colm Barnett just missed. Whitby will jog it back into attacking territory. Haley with it. Flips to Knox, and they drop the ball in the hidden ball play. That'll give it away every time. Knox in the corner for Pfeiffer. Soroketti cuts through the middle. Haley for Knox. And now I think Parker Pfeiffer wanted the low shot, took a slash after, and he dropped the glove. He's looking at his hand. Pfeiffer could be hurt here. Still making his way off the floor. As Colm Barnett is all alone facing a double team in the corner. Coming in to help out Donnie Scott. Scott will throw another pick, and the shot in on Wright does not cross the net.
And a huge collision in the corner, as we'll see the save here. But that's what that big ovation was from the Northmen faithful.
I feel like I'm sitting right in the middle of conflict zone. There's Orangeville fans all on our left that cheer for every call their way, and Whitby fans on our right that get upset with every call that goes that way. Aiden Long goes down awkwardly again. Time to get the hairspray out over on that Orangeville bench. Brock Haley has it back. This is going to give Warriors one final chance in the power play that now ends. As it's played back up top. Big chop to the ball carrier up top. That was Soroketti. Now Haley backed up to give himself room to work. Pass for Poitras goes off the post and up out of play, forcing Origlieri down to the splits. Here's Budway. He'll go to the outside. Poitras over the top. Now Haley shoots through traffic. That hit something before it hit Origlieri. But the important part is that it did to reset the shot clock. Poitras outside. Back for Haley. He'll work around a screen. Budway tries the roll part. Pfeiffer back out there, gets filled in as his shot goes up and over top of Origlieri.
Good to see Pfeiffer back on the floor as it looks like he's okay, but then immediately takes another hard hit, but that's just playoff lacrosse, Matt.
Sanderson, speaking of players taking hits after missing some time. Sanderson working through the middle, guts. Two big shots as Searle. His shot hits off right, and now Orangeville have time to wait this one out as Sanderson got all kinds of work over, and now he gets shoved down, and this could be an issue. The officials do a great job of jumping in here. As Cam Sanderson's return to this series has sparked some fireworks. Yeah, we're not done yet. There goes the equipment. Ben McDonnell wants to drop with Trey Deer. Trey Deer does not, as Liam Matthews is having words, as is Cam Sanderson with the entire Whitby bench. Here's how this started. Keep your eye on Sanderson on the left side of the screen. Should come into frame here now. That's not the initial penalty. There's where the arm went up.
Yeah, and that first pop there, I think it was all right with not being the call made. As I think Sanderson gets his stick up to protect himself, and then there's where things really starts to heat up. But it's that second shot when Sanderson's clearly on the ground, the extra cross check when he's down. That's going to be called almost every single time.
He's been drawing a lot of attention, has Cam Sanderson, and I'm not sure if he's chirping guys down there or if he's just drawing a lot of attention, but for whatever reason, he's got the Warrior bench fired up.
Yeah, he's been taking his licks. That's no doubt about that.
And to his credit, has bounced back up every time and got right back at it. So offsetting roughing penalties, Andrew Suter wants a piece here too. He's standing in the bench doorway. And we've seen suits get fired up over the years in this uniform and others.
And I think he gets the explanation that he was looking for.
He gets an explanation. I don't know if it's the one he was looking for, but
he gets the explanation, but not the the result that he was looking for, I think. I think what we just saw there was the international sign for agree but disagree.
Yeah. Well, we could have some fun tomorrow night.
Oh, I certainly think so, Matt.
8 p.m. is the start time right here on the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League YouTube channel. It will be this series. Once again, at this point, no internet to stream the other series between Burlington and Toronto, which right now is showing a 10-8 Burlington Chiefs lead. And if we can work something out for Wednesday, which would be game 3 of that series, we'll let you know via at the OJLL on social media. Be sure to follow at the Minto Cup as well. It's where you can get your updates as we head towards the tournament on August 22nd, and themintocup.com. Eight and a half to go here in the third. Everybody got offsetting roughing penalties, the 3 players for each side that were involved. As down the floor the other way, we could have ourselves a penalty shot here. The goal's in! And now Suits is standing on the dasher and wants a piece of Roger Nurse. This will be an interesting one. As the clock continues to tick down there, I'm going to need someone to escort me out of this building when this game's over. Here's the goal.
Yeah, here's the goal, and it's an errant pass. I don't think, obviously a stick didn't get on there, or that would have been a missed call, but pass goes awry right here, and it's a quick restart right away, blown right in. And here's where we're going to get interesting stuff right here, Matt. So there's the call for the penalty.
See, I'm trying to figure out if that ball went through on the initial shot.
Yeah.
Because there was a big pile up in the crease of Origlieri. Clock has been reset here to 8 minutes and 22 seconds. Getting word from director slash spotter slash replay op slash bunch of other things for us, Rachel Wolf, tonight. It was so Owen Tapper scores shorthanded here. There's a ton going on in this game as that makes it 10-6. We got a clock situation. We got 7 guys in each in the penalty boxes combined. And it was Lucas Littlejohn taking the extra high sticking penalty. That was the initial one on that Cam Sanderson scrum. 8 minutes to play here in the third. Northmen setting up on their power play. This is their 4th of the game. They did have a major power play as well, which they scored 1 of 2 goals. Shot clock sounds here against the Northmen. So Whitby will get it back. Brock Haley. I've got him for 1 assist tonight, Patty. Soroketti down in the corner. Haley cutting through. Ball never got there. As Liam Stadnick lost his footing and was taken into the outside boards. Loose ball here, picked up cleanly by Colton Marquis. Marquis will go all the way back up top. Quick shot there from Sanderson and didn't hit Liam right. Sounds like Whitby got away with too many men there for a second. Northman bench. Man, you thought the fans were going to blow the roof off this place. Rusty Kruger, Andrew Suter might take care of it themselves. Slow play developing here with Jack Oldman, 10 on the shot clock. Oldman faces the double team, lost his stick, kept the ball in it, however, and now it'll roll to the outside boards where Colin Barnett can almost always be found if there's a loose ball, picks it up this time. Barnett spins off pressure, the double team will arrive. And it will be batted out of his stick. Parker Pfeiffer one-on-one. Pfeiffer will wind and fire from outside the fence. Picked up by Soroketti, the shot. And Origlieri down to the splits. The ball went wide, however. And Pfeiffer will save the over and back.
Great hustle play from Pfeiffer to keep that one alive. Just barely getting there in time to keep it over.
Sounds like Jeremy Bailey's got the shot clock count down on the floor, as not going to matter now. That shot off the post in behind Origlieri. Budway nearly lost his footing, does stay upright, however. Here for Haley. Haley cuts through, bouncing ball, big collision. Picked up by Budway, fresh 30 here for Whitby as we are 5-on-5. Soroketti way outside. Soroketti for Haley, rips it and tickles Twine for the first time tonight. And we got a pair of players going nose to nose afterwards, but more importantly, Brock Haley on the board.
You knew it'd just be too good to be true for the Northmen to keep this guy at goose eggs in the goal category. Great feed. And look how quickly in and out of his stick it is for Haley before Elijah Edwards can get there for the slide. A phenomenal job from a phenomenal player to get that shot off quickly into the back of the net. And this thing certainly not over, Matt.
Absolutely not. Only a 3-goal cushion now. 5:20 to go. Burlington up 11-8 in the other series. Remember, Burlington trying to even up that series. And we remind you that the winner of this series and the winner of that series get themselves the golden ticket. They'll be in Brampton starting August the 22nd. Hope you will be as well. $100. You can see every single game at the CAA Center. The first time the Minto Cup will be there since 2009, when Nick Rose and a bunch of other superstars of the Orangeville Northmen claimed victory at then the Powerade Center, now CAA Center. Face-off battles, each one becoming even bigger as sticks come up here between Owen Tapper and Liam McGraw. Patty, I think the Orangeville-Whitby rivalry is renewed here.
It certainly is. There's no love lost between these two teams.
Outside shot from Colton Marquis. Headed down the floor with speed is Jake Darlison. Darlison, clean catch, number of moves, and where's the ball? It's in! Roger Nurse again had to have a quick peek, and I want another one to see where the feet of Darlison was.
I don't know which one was nicer. The loose ball pickup, the feed from Little John, the finish from Darlison with the catch, or maybe the swaggiest goal call from official I've ever seen. Watch Roger Nurse here with the point and the backing up with the goal call. Just phenomenal stuff.
That's up there with the whoop. There it is, strikeout.
But in all seriousness, Matt, with a blink of the eye, and the Whitby Warriors only trail by 2 goals here late in the third period.
Well, I'll share with the fans what I shared with you in the second intermission. This game is bonkers.
Confirmed.
I don't think we need 2 sources for that one. Here's Trey Deer finding Matthews off the bench. I don't know when the last time I used the word bonkers in a sentence was, but I don't really have anything else to describe what we're seeing here tonight.
I don't think it'll be the last time you'll use that word before this series is over, Matt.
Well, we'll have plenty of opportunities tomorrow night. I hope you can join us at 8 p.m. Still plenty of time in this one. 4 minutes remaining. As Whitby set up again, here's Haley. Brock Haley, lane opens up, tried to stuff it in under the crossbar and put it over top of Origlieri instead. Cohen Jennings taken down. Ball rolls up here for Liam McGraw. McGraw to Donnie Scott. He finds open space. Quick stick opportunity. Marquis on the doorstep. He's getting up slowly, as he's done a couple times tonight.
Great save by Wright. He certainly has settled in since coming into this game, letting a couple of quick ones. But since then, very strong, very sharp.
Got the start in game one. Actually pulled himself, is what we heard 5 minutes into that game. The gamesmanship is, I love it in the playoffs. Matthews will slip on the floor there and ends up losing the ball, picked up by Carter Schott. Carter Schott, double team coming. Trey Deer takes him out hard. Schott getting up slowly. Ball to the far side. It's Poitras finding Parker Pfeiffer, excuse me. Just from outside the fan. Pfeiffer got drilled. He went down just as that shot was going, forced it wide. And now here comes Sorchetti off the post. This one will go back over the line, but because it's a rebound, no over and back call.
Man, when Sorchetti gets a full head of steam, he is a tough check.
Nearly intercepted by Owen Rand over in front of that Orangeville bench. Now it will be Elijah Edwards with possession, and has Orangeville called timeout here? Nate Ruff got dropped just in the face-off area on the right side of your screen. Unless this is a timeout to mop up the crease of Origlieri. I wonder if he gets weighed before and after the game, because I believe he's losing some water weight here tonight. So much so that they're making him stand on a towel in front of the Orangeville bench just off to the left.
So Orangeville did make a timeout, so that is their timeout. Andrew Suter asking Roger Nurse as well, does the 8-second, it does get restarted, doesn't it? And Mr. Nurse confirming, in fact, it does.
As we know from last night, we had that discussion off camera. And then sure enough, it happened.
And it looks like we've got an unofficial final, Matt, from Burlington.
Ooh, 11-8 between the Chiefs and the Beaches. So those pesky Chiefs hang on. Another close game in that semifinal series that is now tied 1-1. And again, kind of a shame that we can't show you more of that series. Got game one in last night. At this point, that's the only one that we will be able to show you. So get yourself to Leaside or whatever rink it's going to be. Sure to follow at the OJLL for more information on that, or Central Arena. Wear your shorts if you're going there. Orangeville just gets across the line as it's in the stick of Colm Barnett. What a game for Colm Barnett tonight. Nearly got taken down by his own player. That's how much hitting is going on down there in the trenches tonight.
Just unbelievable defense from Whitby, from White and McDonnell.
Liam Wright is on the bench. Go time here inside the final 2 minutes. Pfeiffer to Poitras to Haley. Poitras gets inside the fan, and we got a one-goal game.
Haley to Poitras or Poitras to Haley, doesn't matter. We've heard those two names be called consecutively so many times this season, but this time the goal scorer Haley finds the playmaker in the middle. That is a beautiful cut and an even better finish from Patras, the captain, to bring this in within one with 1:30 to go, Matt. Buckle in.
Trey Deer jockeying for position as he's done nearly every face-off off to our right. 90 seconds to go here in regulation time. Jack Oldman will win it cleanly. Straight back here to Owen Tapper. Tapper facing 3 Northmen. Gets absolutely swarmed there on the far side, but Oldman coming in to help out, picks it up. Everybody's screaming for timeout over on the Whitby bench, and none of the officials saw it. Trey Deer has it stripped, and now they will get the timeout call that they so desperately were craving just seconds earlier.
Complete, utter chaos. Owen Tapper's got to do a much better job. Picks up that loose ball and just immediately runs himself into a triple team. Has to do a better job getting into some safe space. Luckily for him, his team battles hard, gets that ball off of Trey Deer, and immediately a timeout is called. But definitely there's no doubt the Whitby fans here at Tony Rose thought they should have got that timeout call earlier before Tapper ended up getting stripped.
So 1:05 seconds, all timeouts are gone. 6 attackers out here for Whitby. It'll be Brock Haley. Same play, and this time Origlieri makes the save on Poitras. Comes back for Haley, however, as they've got a fresh 30. Parker Pfeiffer, his shot blocked. Pfeiffer back up top for Haley. His rip, saved by Origlieri, bouncing. Oh, just tipped wide of the net. Oh my goodness, on the line, Liam McGraw. Soroketti stopping Orangeville right at center. 30 seconds left to go. Orangeville had to let go. They were right at the tail end of the 8 count. Wright gone back to the bench. Here's Haley. Haley for Poitras. They play catch with it here. There's the screen. Now Poitras gets it back. Haley to Soroketti in the far corner. Pfeiffer behind the back. What a save! Origlieri down and out somehow. Kept it out as we're going to get a penalty here to Orangeville. But my goodness, cue up the save, please and thank you.
Are you kidding me?
Patty.
Unbelievable stuff here. As we'll see how this all transpires, Matt. Complete utter chaos as we almost saw the quick stick there. Behind the back, unbelievable split save. And then another shot. That one goes off the bar.
Come on.
Insane how this ball does not find the back of the net.
And that's got Whitby fans heading for the exits here. 2.9 left. But Perro does get a penalty. So we'll see what quick shot play Whitby can draw up with Wright on the bench. That sound like you in last year's finals, Patty. What a game. Unreal stuff. And they get to do it again tomorrow. Shot off the post! The horn is gone! And I think we've got a final in an even series!
Are you kidding me? Another post in the dying seconds as Whitby.
Here's the
is
final
unable.
play, Patty. Here's the final play.
We'll see it here. Great feed. Pfeiffer with the shot, and that goes off the bar, and Origlieri with the great IQ to grab that ball, make sure it doesn't trickle in the net. Unbelievable. I know the word instant classic gets thrown around quite commonly in the world of sports, but man, what a game we just witnessed here at Tony Rose.
This is the 10th playoff series that these two teams have played against each other. Perhaps the best game out of all of them was the Minto Cup in 2012. That doesn't kind of count in that record. 8-7 overtime, 10 and a half minutes left with Rob Hellier scoring the winner that night. But this one is right up there, and it'll live on YouTube forever. Just subscribe to the OJLL channel, where we'll be back live at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Man, oh man. Our director has been Rachel Wolf. Our producer, Gary Morrison, for them. The JVI Sports Network and the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. And my partner, Pat Gregoire. We bid you good night from Tony Rose. Quick 24-hour turnaround before we're back at it for game number 3 of what is now a tied series between Orangeville and Whitby. You're not going to want to miss it.